Wide shoulders. Wide shoulders create leverage that transforms raw power into unstoppable force. Bobby Lashley measures shoulder width at 24 inches across, built from years of military training and powerlifting that sculpted deltoids resembling bowling balls mounted on steel frames. These massive shoulders became launching pads for the devastating spears and suplexes that crushed everyone who stepped across from him. The width creates angles that maximize force transfer while minimizing energy loss, allowing smaller muscle groups to punch far above their weight class. At WrestleMania 23, Lashley entered Ford Field representing Donald Trump against Vince McMahon's monster Umaga in the Battle of the Billionaires. Umaga weighed 350 pounds of Samoan destruction, a legitimate wrecking ball who had demolished every opponent through sheer mass and brutality. Early in the match, Lashley attempted to body slam the giant, but Umaga's weight proved too much, and both men crashed to the canvas. Later, after absorbing punishment that would hospitalize normal athletes, Lashley planted his feet, dropped his center of gravity, and used those wide shoulders as a battering ram foundation to finally hoist Umaga overhead and drive him through the mat with a spinebuster that shook the entire ring. Those shoulders distributed Umaga's impossible weight across a wider surface area, allowing Lashley to generate the lifting power needed to defeat a man who outweighed him by 75 pounds and save Trump's hair from the clippers. Big hands. Big hands function as natural weapons that multiply grip strength into suffocating force. Andre the Giant possessed hands measuring an incredible 16 inches around the palm, with a span reaching 12 inches fully extended, built from acromegaly that transformed normal tissue into grotesque proportions beyond human limits. These massive mitts became vice grips that crushed windpipes and twisted limbs into submission, holds no wrestler could break free from no matter how hard they struggled. The size creates leverage advantages that amplify every grab, choke, and throw into movements regular competitors simply cannot defend against or replicate. At WrestleMania 3 in 1987, Andre faced his former best friend Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship inside the Pontiac Silverdome before 93,000 screaming fans. Early in the match, Hogan attempted his signature body slam, but Andre's 520-pound frame proved impossible to lift, and both men crashed to the canvas with Andre nearly securing the pin. Minutes later, Andre wrapped those massive hands around Hogan's torso in a crushing bear hug that squeezed the life from the champion's body. Hogan's face turned purple as those giant palms pressed his ribs together like a trash compactor. The referee raised Hogan's arm 3 times, checking for consciousness, while Andre's fingers dug deeper into flesh. Those hands were so enormous that Andre's grip covered Hogan's entire midsection from ribcage to spine, creating pressure points normal-sized wrestlers could never achieve. Only when Hogan summoned superhuman strength to break the hold did he survive what should have ended his championship reign forever. Thick neck. A thick neck functions like natural body armor that absorbs punishment most athletes cannot withstand. Brock Lesnar built a neck measuring over 20 inches around through years of amateur wrestling at the University of Minnesota, combined with relentless bridging exercises and powerlifting that transformed ordinary muscle into reinforced protection. This fortress of cervical tissue became his secret survival mechanism during the most dangerous moments inside the squared circle. The thickness distributes impact forces across wider surface areas. At WrestleMania 19 in 2003, Lesnar stepped into the main event against Kurt Angle to capture the WWE Championship in front of over 54,000 fans. Near the match conclusion, Lesnar climbed to the top rope attempting his signature shooting star press, a backflip maneuver he had performed countless times in developmental training. Lesnar suffered only a concussion, stumbled through the finish, hit one final F5 on Angle, and became WWE Champion despite having no memory of completing the match. That neck saved his life and career in 3 horrifying seconds. Before we continue, which wrestler did you think I didn't mention? Drop it in the comments. Dense bones. Dense bones function like reinforced concrete that refuses to crack under pressure most humans cannot endure. Kurt Angle possessed bone density that defied medical logic, forged through years of brutal Olympic training, calcium-rich nutrition protocols, and genetic factors that created a skeleton capable of withstanding catastrophic damage without shattering. This biological advantage became his secret weapon during the most punishing moments of competition when lesser structures would collapse into dust. At the 1996 Atlanta Olympics, Engel stepped onto the mat for the 100-kilogram freestyle wrestling gold medal match against Iranian powerhouse Abbas Jadidai with 2 fractured cervical vertebrae. The match went into overtime tied 1-1, forcing judges to determine the winner after 8 grueling minutes of explosive takedowns and brutal pressure. Jadidai threw Engel repeatedly. Engel's dense skeletal structure absorbed punishment like titanium armor, allowing him to survive until the referee raised his hand in victory. Long wingspan. A long wingspan creates reach that transforms combat into a one-sided affair where opponents cannot touch you while you dismantle them from distance. Paul White, known as Big Show, possessed a wingspan measuring approximately 84 inches extending from a 7-foot frame built through years of basketball training and genetic factors, including acromegaly, that enlarged his skeletal structure beyond normal human proportions. This freakish reach advantage became his secret weapon for controlling giants and smaller opponents alike, who discovered too late they were fighting a battle they could never win. The extended arms function as barriers that keep danger at bay while delivering punishment from Engel's competitors simply cannot defend against or counter. At WrestleMania 24 in 2008, Big Show faced undefeated boxing champion Floyd Mayweather in a no-disqualification match that seemed like guaranteed murder on paper. Mayweather stood 5'8" and weighed 150 pounds soaking wet, a fraction of Show's 500-pound mass. Early in the match, Mayweather tried landing body shots, but Show's massive wingspan kept him at distance, swatting away punches like annoying flies while grabbing the boxer by his skull with hands that wrapped completely around his head. Every time Mayweather attempted to close distance for combinations, those tree-length arms extended outward, creating a wall of flesh and bone the champion could not penetrate. Only when Mayweather's crew interfered with steel chairs and brass knuckles did the size advantage finally crumble.